Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. I know people who watch my channel know that I did a gameplay of this. Really good game. You could definitely tell it was the big transition from 5th gen to 6th gen with the PS1 and Gamecube. And this was also, I know, released on the N64. It was actually the last game released on the N64. But this is probably the superior version. And it's the beginning of... it was either this or Pro Skater 2 that was the beginning of Creative Park. But yeah, this game's really good. It has a great soundtrack, great levels. I've had this for years and years and years. Yeah, it's complete. Definitely a great, fun skateboarding game. More people should play. I also have Pro Skater 4, which I'll show in another video. Tony Hawk's Underground 1. This is my favorite Tony Hawk game of all time. It's actually a sort of a tie between this and American Wasteland. But I had so much fun with this game. You get to go around and become a skater. You get to go to New York and Jersey. It's a lot of fun. I played this game a bunch of times. Never gets old. And here is my very first memory card. It's a Mad Catz. It still works. And there's the disc, and there's the manual. Another manual I rebought years later because it didn't come with the manual originally. I usually buy my games complete unless if they're totally freaking expensive. But that's a whole nother story. And I do have Underground 2, that'll be another part. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I played this years ago. It was weird. I played the PS2 version, then I got this version, got confused, and then I bought the PS2 version again. This is a good game. There's a lot of replayability value, I guess. You gotta go through some of the levels over and over and over again to get more points and more objectives. But that's not always a bad thing, because this has a lot of content in it for sure. Although Ron in this game cannot shut up about the beans. Hey, look over there, beans! So ridiculous. But it's a good game. It's actually, I think, 4-player. Oh no, 3-player. So you could play with your friends if you want to. I think I have most of the Harry Potter games on Gamecube. Tak and the Power of Juju. This was Nickelodeon's attempt to make a Mario. This is basically their sort of like their Mario or their Sonic. And he did pretty good, considering. I mean, he had 3 games. I think there was a 4th one. And a TV show, so I'd say he did really well. I remember the commercials more than anything. And plus I remember what was it? Like, it would be advertised in other Nickelodeon games. Like, they really promoted the Tak games so much. In fact, I remember the commercials for the Tak games as a kid. And I also remember the, what was it? At my local McDonald's, the Play Place, back when they had the games still, I remember they would sometimes have the Tak games. How people could touch those controllers is so beyond me. It's kind of disgusting thinking about it. But yeah, great game. A lot of fun. I think the second game is probably my favorite, though. This is good, too, though. He's like... It's funny, he looks like a kid, but his voice sounds like a 25-year-old. It's hilarious. Actually, probably a 30-year-old. Hey, there's an advertisement for, SpongeBob SquarePants spelled for Bikini Bottom. That's cool. But yeah, definitely check out the TAC games if you want really fun, very weird platformers. A lot of memories with those. And since we're talking about TAC, we got TAC 2, TAC 2 Staff of Dreams. This is my favorite TAC game. A lot of memories with this one. TAC is much older, a lot more powerful, and you get to do all sorts of crazy stuff. This also was a Blockbuster rental. They actually made specific Gamecube cases for Blockbuster, which I didn't know. Like, usually they're like in regular DVD cases. I think this actually might be a DVD case. And they were usually very stuffed inside. Not this one, though. It has the manual and a Nick Gamer sort of magazine, which has a bunch of advertisements for other Nick games. Let's see what's in here. SpongeBob SquarePants movie, that's a classic. Very Odd Parents Shadow Showdown, I have that. Was there another one? Jimmy Neutron Attack of the Twonkies, you know about that one. Yeah, that's really it. Does it say Blockbuster? Yes, it does. Nice. Yeah, I highly recommend the second TAC game, probably the most. Very, very good stuff. This is one of my favorite GameCube games. Star Wars Bounty Hunter. You always wanted to play as Jango Fett? To be a bounty hunter and shoot people and throw people off of buildings and stuff. And fly around? Look no further than this. I think this was actually, when I was getting back into GameCube, this was one of the first games I got into. Spent so many hours on this one. And that level, that was one of the few times I've actually gotten genuinely jump scared. It scared me so bad. It was like one of the creatures like came directly at you through the screen. It was freaky, but it was like, wow. So if you are afraid of jump scares, I would be advised to stay away from the caves and level, whatever the swamp level you get to. Is there anything in the... Oh, yeah. There's a LucasArts kind of mail-in offer. Yeah, great game. And it really, really is like... I wish we could have gotten a sequel. In fact, I wish we could have gotten a Star Wars Bounty Hunter game with Boba Fett. I think that would have been cool. But I don't think this game sold that well, so we never got a sequel, so. But could you imagine, though, a Star Wars Bounty Hunter game with Boba Fett? Well, because, yeah, that would have been cool. Pac Man World 2. I know I need to keep holding off on playing this. and I really need to because I really do love the Pac Man World series. This is pretty much a leap from the first Pac Man World in terms of graphics and difficulty. Very, very fun. Almost like some of the levels are almost sort of like, how do I describe it? Like Sonic-like? In fact, that's probably what they were going for. And I don't have Pac Man World 3, but I will change that. That one he actually talks, which is weird. Classic. Super Mario Sunshine. Lot of fun memories with this one. My online, I don't know if I consider him an online friend, but his name is Dare Werewolf 93. He actually played this entire game front to back, and he could do he did such a better job than I could have ever done. So I recommend you go check out Dare Werewolf 93 and look up Super Mario Sunshine, because he did a much better gameplay than I could have totally done. No manual, but whatever. I just got the disc. It's very good. Some of the camera's a little annoying, but it's still very good. Here we got Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut, another game. You know, I was talking about Sonic earlier. Another game I spent a lot of time on. I remember as a kid I wanted to play Sonic Adventure, and I couldn't because I didn't have a Gamecube. But I remember playing Heroes, and I was always jealous of Gamecube owners because I never got to play Adventure Director's Cut, and then when I got a Gamecube I immediately jumped on it. It's a very fantastic game. Probably the best Sonic game on the best 3D Sonic game, in my opinion. I don't have the original Dreamcast versions, but I heard those are really good too. This is, of course, the player's choice version. Wait, is there missing pages? No, I'm just being stupid. And of course, there's the advertisement for Sonic Adventure Battle 2. Or Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, which you will see in a second. And there's the disc. A lot of replayability value, for sure. Definitely a great game. Action-wise, a lot of levels. What's not to love as a Sonic fan? And then, of course, can't forget about Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Another fantastic game. Some of the camera was a little weird, and Knuckles' missions are kind of annoying. Probably my least favorite part of the game, but it was the first appearance of Mr. Shadow. So, yeah. Sonic Adventure, you can connect your Advance to get more content, like more chows. I think it was like exclusive chows. I never really spent much time with the chows. I spent more time with the actual, like, game. But yeah, there's the disc, and there's the manual, which has, of course, seen much better days. I think I got that at a youth game store, so. Kirby Air Ride. Not in the greatest condition, but I still have a lot of fun with this one. I bought this for, man, I got this for a great deal. There was a guy on eBay who sold this for $25. And he didn't even know what he had, because this game goes for a lot more. But I was like, $25? And I think the second I saw it, it was like, I immediately bought it. But yeah, very fun game. One of the more underrated GameCube games, in my opinion. Like, the cover's kind of, like, water damaged a little bit, but, you know, it's still fun. I need to get the manual, but there's the disc. That's really great, especially with friends. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. Probably, in my honest opinion, the best SpongeBob game ever. I know people say, you know, SpongeBob movie is better, but I had more fun with this one. Like, nothing wrong with the SpongeBob movie game, but this to me is always a classic. I got this at GameStop, 15 years ago. Still holds up. I cannot praise this game enough. It's just really, really good. If you want a true, like, pre-movie SpongeBob adventure game with all the SpongeBob humor that you loved in the first early SpongeBob seasons, yeah, just buy it. The original, rehydrated. There is rehydrated, but let's be honest, the original was a trillion times better. And speaking of the SpongeBob movie game, here's the SpongeBob movie game. Great game too. I had a lot of fun with this one. I remember a funny, weird, random story. I just thought of this. I remember when I was in at Blockbuster, right? Years ago. I remember someone put the cover, like, I don't know who did it or how, but they had a copy of this game, right? I think it was on PS2, now that I think about it. Someone put a freaking Playboy sticker in front of, like, Patrick and SpongeBob right there. And I thought it was the most random thing as a kid. I don't know, I just thought it was so weird that I guess a teenager or something at the time, like, hey, I'll put a Playboy sticker right there. It was like literally the Playboy bunny. And there was nothing bad about the cover. I found that just really weird. But yeah, it's complete. There's the manual. And of course the disc. I wish they would do a remaster of it, but if they don't, I'm fine with this. And of course you got SpongeBob, Creature from the Krusty Krab. When I was a kid, it's funny. When I was a kid, I didn't really appreciate this game. There's just something about it, like how it was like a bunch of different styles that just kind of threw me off, and I didn't play it until many years later. And now that I'm replaying it, it's a really underrated game. I think it was actually the last on the Gamecube. Yeah, it's really, really good, and I really, really wish more people knew about it. Like, there's racing games. The Patrick levels are great. You have where you have to escape from the giant plankton, and of course you got levels where plankton escapes from the monster Krabby Patty. Those are really fun. But yeah, it was a really good idea, and it's just fortunate that not a lot of people just kind of like really paid attention to this one. But I do recommend it for sure. I think I got it at a bookstore. But yeah, definitely play SpongeBob Creature from the Krusty Krab. And you actually might be surprised of how interesting they input the styles of the different levels and stuff. Yeah, for sure.